Hello everyone and welcome back to more Cinderella Phenomenon. We are back for more Fritz round. Holy shit! Yes, we are in the beginnings of chapter 7. In the last episode we finished up on 5 and 6 and holy crap, a lot of shit happened. I'm gonna try to touch on the important points on chapters 5 and 6. So what basically happened is that I don't know how it came to be. I guess I don't know. We came back to Fritz's house. Yes, that's what happened. And then we were there with Delora, and we were helping Delora try to find some information on, what's so suspicious about Sir Alcaster. And she found some things, but I think she needed confirmation or some shit like that. I don't even know. Like, she had theories. Yeah. Oh yeah, she had a theory. She was like, I think something is up with Varg and Fritz, because she's saying how like it's suspicious that Fritz shows up in the day, but then Varg shows up at night or some shit like that. So she's like, oh no, god damn it, no. On top of that, she was like, okay, maybe something's happening with Varg. But anyways, she found out that the house was laced with like these alarm triggers that was set there, and she suspected that it might be the witch that Sir Alcast and this Varg character works for. She's like, I'm gonna test it out. I'm gonna see, where if the back entryway is also like, hooked up with this alarm system. And so you can just, why don't you walk out of it, like, meet me up at the square, like, one night, and then we'll see if, the witch is notified of your, your absence of the house, and then, we can see if it works. So we did that, and then we ran into Varg, and then Varg was, trying to, intimidate us, but we're like, no, we're not scared of you, we know what you are, kind of thing, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, we stood our ground, and then Delora shows up to the rescue when Varg tries to catch us and bring us back to the house, and then she brings us back to the margin, and then that's when she reveals about the whole Varg and Fritz suspicions. Of course, if you didn't believe her, we're like, that's not possible, how could that be? And then blah blah blah, and then afterwards it was revealed that something really shocking happened other than that fact, but we ran out of there, and then Mythos showed up. Mythos showed up in the forest, and he was like, see, I told you, he's trying to turn us against, the people at the margin, saying how they're keeping secrets from us, and how they shouldn't be trusted, and how we should come back to the palace with him, and how he'll get us back in, and it'll be okay, and blah, 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 and that's where we belong, and shit like that. And then, of course, we came back. At first we refused. We're like, no, we don't believe anybody. We go back to the margin. We try to confront Delora about it. Oh yeah, because Mythos was like, Delora only cursed you because, they're afraid of you and what you can become, blah 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 kind of thing. They wanted you to suffer. So she came back to the margin. We came back, we confronted Delora. Delora was like, that's not how you should put it, but in a certain we already know that she was cursed because Delora wanted to, bring out the goodness in us in order to teach us through this curse. But we got really upset by it. We just kind of proved Mythos' point. Came back to him, was like, okay, fine, might as well go back to the palace. I don't trust, these people anymore. And of course, we also confronted Mythos about Fritz and Varg, and yes, it's true, Varg and Fritz are one and the same person. He's cursed because, how it's possible is because he's cursed, which is what we suspected all along. And we confronted Varg about it, but Varg was just saying how the only reason why I exist is because I am some part of Fritz that is really dark and some sort of deep-seated demon kind of thing, and this is what manifested it from the curse. And we were like, that's not true. I know Fritz, but we're like, do you really know Fritz? And it's like, oh wow. So we were made to question everything. So yes, so we came back to the palace. Everything. I think the royal family was under hostage or something shit like that. I don't even know, but they were held under house arrest, and that's how we were able to freely come back and move around the palace now. And then of course the Mythos revealed the fact that, oh yes, so your purpose here is to bring back your mom, and it's like, oh, how is that possible? But then it turns out she's she's asleep in the crystal, because that's what we suspected from the last couple routes that we've done. So, and then the clock struck 12. I wasn't sure if the clock striking 12 meant this signifies that our birthday had arrived, and that meant that we could do the whole like bringing Mother back kind of thing. But anyways, we were in the dungeon, the clock struck 12. Mythos was like, hurry up, touch the thing, touch the crystal, and then we did, but the crystal forced us to touch it, and then we gave our energy to the crystal in order to revive Mother, and I thought we died in that process, but no, we were just really weakened from all that energy drain kind of thing. Oh yeah, and also Fritz was like, Fritz doesn't remember anything that Varg does, but Varg remembers everything that he does as Varg and as Fritz. Oh no. Stop. But yeah, that's basically it. We were like, we don't know who to trust anymore. We can't really trust Fritz because he is Varg. And, again, my initial suspicion on trying to work out answers and what's it called? Yeah, answers for Fritz versus Varg situation. It's like, I don't know whether or not I should be honest with Fritz because Varg is still there and he's still trying to manipulate us in a certain way, so he may use information that we've told Fritz to use against us as Varg, So again, I screwed up on a couple of other choices because I don't know which way to sort of lean, but we're gonna continue on and see where that leads us. Again, I'm suspecting that I'm gonna get a bad ending anyway, so it's not like it matters at this point, but I'm still gonna try. Anyways, let's go. Let's continue. Chapter 7. The day after, the night after, the hour after, we gave our energy to the crystal. So yes. So opening my eyes and moving my body is a struggle. I feel sluggish and numb, and there is a suffocating heat in my chest that makes it difficult to breathe. When I finally do rise, my thoughts are tangled and confused. Where am I? You're back in your room. Oh, he removed his mask. Hello. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter anymore, right? Like, we know who he is. She lives. Yes, hello. Hi. I turned my head just in time to see Varg rise from a chair just to the side of my bed. Yeah, has he been sitting there watching me? Yes, that is creepy. And he is not wearing his mask. Yes. What are you doing here? You've been out for a week, princess. Wow, a week? Dang. Okay, I think I would know how long you've been playing Sleeping Beauty. Oh, shut up. After all, I've been here the whole damn... Varg quickly clears his throat before gazing down at me, an exasperated expression on his face. Okay. Do you even remember what happened? I remember touching the bright crystal, Mother was in there, and then I passed out. Right? Memories suddenly flood through my mind. They are fragments, but together they create a startling picture. Sir Mythos, in a room. 12 chimes of the clock, my 18th birthday. Okay, so I was right. The Tenebrarium, and Mother. Is she back? I sit up immediately, only to succumb to a wave of nausea and dizziness. Much to my surprise, Varg reaches out to steady me, his grip firm but gentle. Slow down, princess. You're not ready to fight me yet. I'm not fighting. I'm not gonna fight you. I just need to know if Mom is back. What time is it? Almost dawn. Oh wow. Will he become Fritz again in a few hours? Oh yes. So another thing that sort of happened in that last 2 chapters is that we eavesdropped on the fact that Sir Mythos and of course Sir Alcaster was discussing the whole assassination of the king. That really shocked us because that was like news to us and we didn't realize that beforehand. And also the fact that Fritz and Varg, or at least Varg, can only assume control of Fritz when he's asleep. So in terms of that, if he gets full control of him, in the end, I guess it's when his curse is fully like enacted. I guess is when Varg can freely, put Fritz to sleep forever inside of him, and Varg would be free to roam around day or night. So yeah, and also Varg also tried to assassinate the Rod and Emmeline, but we helped them escape. That's why, and we could have escaped then and there too, but I didn't know why we didn't. So whatever, we were brought back to our room after we helped them escape. So will he become Fritz again in a few hours? Yes. Or have I lost Fritz forever? Would you believe me if I told you Fritz doesn't want to see you? Aww. The awareness of my last conversation with Fritz hits me full force. Yeah. Because we sort of yelled at him and saying like we don't know who he is anymore and if we can even trust him. After what happened the last time we spoke, I am not surprised that Fritz does not want to see me. Oh no, no. We tried to tell him about Varg and his curse, but he's just like... He sort of gave off the feeling that he doesn't really believe us, I think, and that's what upsets us, yeah. He was too ashamed to face you. I had no idea Fritz would react the way he did to your words. I have most of his stronger memories, not all of them, but most. Okay, I thought he'd have most of mine too, but I guess that's not the case. What memories do you have? That's none of your business. Oh my gosh. The expression on his face is clouded. For a few moments he is silent, thoughtful. In the beginning, they were mostly of you. What? Varg glances away. I notice the way his fingers drum uneasily on his cane and stare. I have never seen Varg look like this. I carefully slide my no! Stop! I carefully slide my way over to the edge of my bed, allowing my feet to dangle to the floor. Fritz cares for you, princess. Of course he does! And stop! Clearly my keyboard doesn't. Okay, stop. Take my word for it if no one else's. Why is he suddenly telling me all of this? Will I ever see him again? Or has... Oh my god, stop! Or has he lost to you? Varg flinches back from me, taking a few steps back to put some distance between the two of us. Okay. I can't say. Oh, I watched Varg closely. I've never noticed before, but Varg's emotions are very clear if you know what to look for. Press him, leave it. I don't know. The last time I like sort of brushed it aside, kind of like changed the subject when we could have pressed it with Fritz. I don't know if I should leave it here with Varg. Oh my god. Press him? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, let's just try it. Because, again, last time I did it with Fritz, I brushed it off. I changed the subject because I didn't want to make him feel uncomfortable, but apparently that's the wrong choice, so... press him. You cannot say, or you won't say. Princess. The gentleness in which he says my title makes me think of Fritz. Oh my god, stop! However, just as I am beginning to hear Fritz's voice through him, his demeanor changes once again. The vulnerable man disappears and is replaced by the usual facade. Varg straightens and glares at me. He displays this confidence to hide his true emotions. It seems like he wears two masks. Yes. Oh yay! I did it! it's the right thing to do. You are more like Fritz than you would care to admit. Yes. Fritz would never harm me. Varg snarls, but he no longer intimidates me. Fritz this, Fritz that. All you ever talk about is that idiot, even though I have been the one by your side this entire time. Fritz is nothing compared to me. Then why do you feel threatened by him? Oof, 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 touch the nerve. My words render Varg speechless. I dimly notice the patterns of red dawn scattered across my room. The sun is... No! The sun is almost up. I look back at Varg, my eyes seeking Fritz. Varg moves, his eyes fierce as he closes the distance between us. Oh, whoa. Adieu. Oh, nope, he's not letting us... Oh! Wow! He didn't... Okay, wow. Okay, he didn't want us to say the magic word to bring Fritz back, so... I guess that's an effective way to shut us up. Varg presses his lips to mine, effectively stifling the rest of the word. I have only a moment to gasp out for breath before Varg kisses me again, more deeply. Wow. I raise my hands to push him away for a brief second as my mind hazes over in shock. Varg takes advantage of my confusion and moves forward again, an unreadable expression in his face as he leans over me. I try to pull away, but Varg tangles his hand in my hair, tilting my head back and to press his lips firmly against mine once more. Dang, he's so aggressive. Jeez. No, this is not right. No, of course not. I tremble as his free arm sweeps down my back and eventually comes to rest at my waist. Why is he kissing me? Well, I don't know. He doesn't even like me. Or maybe he does, in the very depths of his soul. Anger clears my mind. I ball my hands into fists and shove at Varg's chest. His eyes are bright and out of focus when I am able to look into them. His chest betrays his labored breathing. I wipe the back of my hand against my mouth as I glare at Varg. I do not trust myself to speak without screaming at him. Coherence slowly starts to filter back into his gaze. I can see the awareness in his gaze along with guilt. I suddenly realize that my cheeks are now wet with tears. Why am I crying? You stole my first kiss, you jerk! Varg takes a step toward me, and though he does not utter a single word, I can see from his body language that he means to apologize. He reaches a hand out as if to touch my face. No! I move back and close my eyes. Adieu, I can't even pronounce it. I still can't pronounce it. Hana? Yes. Oh, wow. I open my eyes when I hear the familiar voice and watch as Fritz quickly rushes to my side and kneels in front of me. His hands cup my face as his thumbs brush against my cheeks, wiping away the tears I cannot stop. What did he do, Princess? Oh, he's aware! Fritz. Oh, I feel suddenly overwhelmed, like there's too much whirling in my mind. I am not sure how long we sit there together. It feels short, like a single moment, but it could have been an eternity. Eternity, yeah. I'm sorry, Princess. I shake my head in an attempt to clear my fractured thoughts. Fritz frowns, but the expression clears as he brushes my hair away from my face. His fingertips gently trace my cheeks as he speaks. I failed as your knight. I should never have left you alone that night. I could have stopped all of this from happening. All I have done is cause you pain. And this past week has been hell. I didn't know if you'd wake up or if I would be able to be with you when you did. He looks at me, his expression grim. And I wasn't there when you did. Varg was. Yeah. So he's aware. You finally know about him. Fritz nods as he gives me a pained smile. Oh, no apology could ever be enough to excuse what I did to you. I doubted you that night because I thought what you were saying was impossible. I wondered how I could be cursed without knowing about it. Right, but now, I hate myself for treating you the way I did. I must have put you through so much suffering because I did not believe you. I know I have never been worthy of you, but now I have betrayed the trust you had in me. He drops his hands and pulls away from me. I don't think I have the right to be called your knight. No, I reach out and grab his hand without thinking. Don't say that. Fritz looks at me in shock. His wide-eyed gaze only makes me feel embarrassed, and I have to focus to keep from floundering. After a long moment, Fritz manages to smile at me. It is small, but genuine. I don't deserve your kindness. Kindness? Is that what this is? We sit together in silence for some time, enjoying each other's calming presence. My room is quiet as the sun steadily starts to rise. Do you know what has happened during the last week? I'm afraid not. I wasn't myself for most of it. Oh, dang it. He is fading even faster, and just when I feel like I've truly started to know him. I've already told you about the disappearance of the prince and the princess, but it seems like the queen has gone missing as well. Which queen? Ophelia is missing? Well, of course. I can only hope that they made it out alive and that Rod led them back to the Marchen. There they will be safe. I did not think I would ever trust anyone there, and I still don't, but Parfait said that the Marchen is a place evil cannot overtake. And whether or not Varg is truly evil, his mission is to kill them. I can at least be sure Parfait will protect them. King Gennaro is still here, but he is different. He is not himself. Oh. And what happened? I'm sure... What's her face? Hildire's back. It's your mother. Yes. The day you fainted, the same morning, your mother returned. That same morning. I can only stare at Fritz in shock, knowing that what happened that night wasn't just a dream. Everyone in the castle is acting as if nothing is wrong. It's like the last 4 years haven't happened. But the instant I saw her, I recognized her. Yeah, and after that, well, I don't remember what came next. Probably because Varg took over. My next conscious moment was today, when I saw you. Fritz raises his hand as if to touch my face, but he abruptly pulls it away. He flinches, then doubles over, his face contorting with pain. Oh no, you... No, not now. I won't let you. Ah, dang it. His eyes are cloudy, his gaze turned inward. He is speaking... Hey! I was reading. He is speaking to the other side of himself that I cannot see. I reach out to him and try to call him back. Fritz! Fritz, fight it! Fritz, fight it! He looks up at me and attempts a sad smile. He is trying to make it seem like he's fine. When he speaks, it is through gritted teeth. I'll never let him hurt you. Okay, can you trust me? About that at least? Yes. Yes, of course! Hana, oh. There he goes. The shadows danced around him almost tauntingly at first, then they simply engulfed him and Fritz disappears into darkness. I take a step back. Hello, welcome back. I hate to interrupt. You again. I snarl at him, but Varg merely shrugs. He looks indifferent, as if what transpired between us never happened before. Yeah. What transpires between us before it never happened, yeah. I have things to do today. Oh. Varg turns away and walks briskly out of my room without glancing back. Okay, well, we're actually gonna see Mom? Oh my gosh. I make my way through the hallways of the palace, determined to find Sir Mithros. Over the past few months, I have been all but invisible to the people in the palace. It allowed me to pass undisturbed. I had always figured it was because no one remembered who I was with my curse. But today, things are different. A maid sweeping the hallway jumps at the sight of me before quickly curtsying. Your Highness. Unless because Mom came back, the curse is broken? Her eyes are downcast, and she does not look up at me as I pass by. As I walk past her, two other servants heading in my direction also move to the side of the hallway. Your Highness. Your Highness, yeah. They remember who I am now. But how? Has my curse somehow been broken? Whoa. I spent the entire morning searching for Sir Mithros, but he is nowhere to be found. The only room I have yet to search is the throne room. Hello, you should be here. I push open the doors and walk inside. There I am met with an unexpected sight. The king sits on his throne, his posture regal, but his eyes downcast. Your Majesty. He does not look up when I enter, but I can see that his eyes are stony, unmoving. I approach him cautiously, and upon closer look, I notice how his eyes look so empty. It's almost as if he cannot see me. I inhale, and something catches in my throat. My heart begins to beat rapidly. What have they done to you? My princess. Oh, it's you. I roll around and see Sir Mithros approaching me with a smile. Unless he's like mind-controlled. Where did he come from? I could have sworn there was no one else here when I entered. Sir Mithros. I was just on my way to see you. Varg just told me you had awakened. What is wrong with the king? Physically, there is nothing wrong with him at all. Anger begins to burn within me. You swore that you wouldn't harm him. Oh, is he not alive, princess? Oh god, count on him to twist my words. Take a good look at him. The king is completely unharmed. The change in Sir Mithros' expression is subtle, but I can feel the malice in his gaze. I should add that it was difficult to keep to this promise, princess. My queen will be having words with you about this. Oh my god. Mother? Oh god, where is she? She has left the palace for the time being. What? You have been unconscious for a week. My queen could not spend every moment fretting by your bedside. Oh. But didn't Varg say that he was the one to stay by my side? I shake the thought from my mind. Yes. When will I be seeing her? At dinner, I assume. Oh. Now, if that's all... Wait. Sir Mithros pauses abruptly to look at me. The servants I met in the hallway seem to remember me. How? You really cannot guess? I assume our curse is broken. He sighs as he runs a hand through his hair. When you turned 18 and became the Tenebrium bearer, the curse that the lesser witch cast on you broke. Oh. What? Yeah. Moments before your mother woke, you were the strongest witch in all of NGL. Oh. A lesser witch's spell could not have any effect over you. Congratulations, princess. You are no longer a victim of the curse. Your life is back to the way it was before. Now, is there anything else you would like to ask me? Yes, there is. About Fritz. How do I break his curse, remove his curse? I don't know if he's willing to answer any of them, to be honest. He's like, why should I tell you? Oh no. Stop. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna tell us. Either way, I don't think so. How remove his curse? How do I break his curse? What's the better option here? Should we ask how do we break his curse instead? I mean, it's way more subtle than outright saying remove his curse. You know, he's gonna be like, no, why should I? He's like my servant, and I need him. Yeah, no. Let's say, how do I break his curse? Answer me. Much to my astonishment, Sir Mithros begins to laugh. The sound is cruel and so sharp and deadly it cuts through whatever hope had been forming in my heart. You wish to break his curse? Yes. Oh, princess, you should have told me earlier you cared so much about the boy. Perhaps then I would have tailored his curse to your requirements. What? Oh yeah, you did it! I answered correctly though. Poor upstanding chivalrous Fritz. In many ways, he was too much of a knight for his father's liking. Sir Mithros leans closer to me, so close I can see the crazed gleam in his eyes. Yeah. Would you like to know why I cursed him, princess? Why? I remain rooted in place, but not flinching away from Mithros is harder than I would have thought. Yeah. Sir Alcaster approached his son for help, expecting him to help kill the king and take over the throne, but Fritz refused. Because he's a good moral man? Duh! Sir Alcaster needed an obedient servant, and Fritz deserved to be punished for stepping out of line. No. And so I removed those memories of Alcaster telling Fritz of his devious plans and gave him the curse. Fritz has the Little Red Riding Hood curse. There is, after all, no better servant than the big bad wolf. Oh, he has all the power and drive of a predator, but he is still so obedient. Wolves are closely related to dogs, after all. Oh my gosh. And better yet, the big bad wolf will always stay close to the lady he desires to devour. Oh, me. I can feel disgust seething in my stomach. I have created the perfect servant for Sir Alcaster. In short... Oh, Sir Mythos suddenly reaches out a hand to grab my face by the chin. He forces my head up at a painful angle. What? So, there is no breaking his curse, princess. Not unless Fritz is somehow able to mentally overpower Varg. Oh. And we all know how formidable Varg is. Sir Mythos releases me. So I'm his Little Red Riding Hood? Oh god. Now put the idea out of your pretty little head. Don't you already have everything you've ever wanted? He smiles wryly before turning and walking out of the throne room, leaving me alone and trembling. Wow, to break the curse, Fritz has to overthrow Varg in his own mind? A sudden cold descends upon me. I wrap my arms around myself and shudder. I turn to look at the king, but he has not moved since my encounter with Sir Mythos. Dang, your majesty, did I do this to you? Yes. Mother, if she were here, she could make sense of it for me. Mother, where are you? But your mom is like, she don't really care about you all that much, girl. Like, she didn't even want to stay by your side when you were, like, knocked out and comatose. I stare at my now trembling hands. This is not what I wanted at all. Yeah, of course not. Oh. Princess, we cannot... I am the crown princess. I do what I want. Which is why we cannot allow you to leave on your own, your highness. It is strange to think that just a few months ago, these same men did everything they could to keep me out of the palace. Your highness, you'll need an escort if you want to leave. I can take care of myself. Oh, there comes Varg. Back to being a nuisance, I see. Sir. They know who he is? I watch in stunned silence as both soldiers salute to Varg. Varg turns to smirk at me. Well, what's going on here? The princess wishes to leave the palace to visit the town. Oh, does she now? Yes. I can feel Varg's eyes on me, but I refuse to look at him. Fine, I will accompany her. But the queen said... The words die in the man's throat as Varg turns to glare at him. His eyes flash with impatience, and it is enough to coax the soldier into silence. Open the gates. Okay. Yes, sir. Alright. The gates swing open. I rush out, thinking that maybe if I move fast enough, I can lose Varg. Speeds walks away. Bye! No. So what are we here for? Though I tried my hardest to shake him, Varg is still irritatingly close. It is impossible to leave him. Princess. Varg leans out and wraps his fingers around my elbow, pulling me to a stop in the shadows of an alleyway. Again. My irritation is immediate, and I look up to glare at him. What are we doing in town? As much as I don't want to agree with those idiot knights, you really shouldn't be wandering the streets. My next words are cold and sharp. Why not? Before, that was what everyone insisted I do. And now the only thing everyone wants is for me to stay indoors. Varg is silent for a few moments before finally letting out an exasperated sigh. Angiel is not what it was, princess. What? What are you talking about? Has mother gone to work already? Oh gosh. Varg places his hands on my shoulders and turns me so that I am looking out onto the streets. This is... what's happened. I am not overly familiar with the kingdom, but even I can tell that something is off. The shops that had once had colorful display windows and are now empty. Their displays are all dull or non-existent. The liveliness of the market stalls is all but gone. My gaze is drawn to the bakery shop that Fritz had taken me all those months ago. Its dim windows tell me that it is closed. Wow, there are so many different sweets here. Buy whatever you like. Yes, are you certain? Absolutely. I know nothing makes you happier than a good pastry. How do you know that? Well, it's a knight's job. It's a knight's job to know these sorts of things. Just how much do you know about me? A lot. Nothing that anyone else wouldn't know. What's my favorite color? Blue. My favorite flower? Lilies. Lilies, yeah. Aha. I told you that these croissants were famous, right? Those are my favorite. Oh. I'll get a croissant then. Not a custard Danish? I thought you liked those best. Well, a croissant, of course, right away. I wanted to see if it's as good as you say it is. An all too familiar ache beats within my chest. Has it been that long since that day? Everything was so vibrant and full of energy back then. This place was so lively, and there was music that filled the streets and performances everywhere. But now, so much has changed. It's so silent. The streets are so empty, and the eyes of the people. Their eyes are glazed and unseeing, just like the king's. I step forward to get a better look without realizing I am only dimly aware of Varg's hands, which have not moved from my shoulders. What happened? The queen happened. Yes, the queen happened. But the people, she can control and can demand obedience, but she can't force love or loyalty. The people of Angiel are being crushed, princess, and they know who's responsible for it. Varg's voice is hushed, but he still draws stares. I flinch back at the expressions of the people's face as they look at us. There is fear in their eyes. I instinctively retreat until I fall back into Varg. His hands tighten on my shoulders. They know that you are her daughter, of course. These are the looks they have always given me. This is why they have feared me. Abruptly, Varg draws his cape around me, enclosing me in darkness. Oh. What the fuck? Oh, transportation. When light finally filters back into my consciousness, I am facing a completely different street. What did you do? Smoke and mirrors. Things might have gotten out of hand back there, so I got us out. He suddenly releases me and nudges me forward. Can we return to the palace now? No. I grit my teeth. I still want to see the town. It is impossible to think that the entire place is so changed. How is that possible? Sir Mythos said Mother was out. I really need to see her. It's almost dinner time, princess. Your family will be expecting you. Mother will be expecting me. I should see her at dinner, right? Yeah. Thinking about everything that has transpired exhausts me. I rub my eyes and sigh. Fine, let us return. I mean, yeah, because you said you wanted to see Mom, so this is the only way. When I enter the dining hall, a familiar figure stands by one of the windows. I have not seen her for 4 years, but she remains unchanged. Standing before me is the only person whose love I have ever doubted. I have never doubted. Not ever doubted, but you should start doubting now, girl. I have never doubted. Mother. Oh, wow. Mom, you look well. Hello, my dearest one. I move toward her immediately, like a moth drawn to flame. Soon I have my arms wrapped around her in a hug. I do not care that I am crying. Mother. Mom. I have missed you so much. I have missed you. I cannot believe that Mother is indeed alive. I am crying so hard tears blur my eyes, and it takes effort to speak. I thought you died. Mother presses a soft, cool hand to my cheek. Her touch is more comforting than I remember. And it is thanks to you that I did not. I am so proud of you, love. I had thought her warmth would envelop me longer, but Mother is quick to draw away from me. I look up at her in confusion and flinch when I see that her gaze is cold. But I heard you left the palace today. Yeah. What have I told you about leaving the palace, Hannah? I just... no excuses. You know my feelings on this. But... have you truly become so disrespectful while I was absent? Oh god, let's not fight. Not tonight. Yes, Mother. Come, sit. I take my usual chair and stare at the now vacant seats in front of me. There's a heaviness in my chest as I remember who sat in them. Those are Ophelia, Rod, and Emmeline's places. And the king. I turn to look at him and feel my heart falter, then sink. Hannah? The king is sitting in his usual seat, but his expression is as vacant as it was earlier. It's nothing. Mother follows my line of sight and frowns. Mythos told me of your request. Yeah, I had not anticipated that you would require something from him in exchange for reviving me. But no matter, I had no desire to see Alcaster's plan come to fruition. Where is Sir Alcaster? Probably dead. My mother beckons quietly with a wave of her hand, and servants begin to place platters of food on the table. Exiled. There is no place in this kingdom for a snake like him. Oh, okay. That's very generous of you. Then why is Varg still here? My mother looks at me with knowing eyes as the servants spoon soup into our bowls. You still need a guard, my dear. It was fortuitous of me to retain him, considering your actions today. I looked down, my mind racing. But enough of these inconsequential notions. We must discuss your training. What? Yes, you are the crown princess, and you must learn how to be a queen. Eventually, you too shall become the Tenebarium bearer. I will show you how to control it. It was impossible for me to think of Mother as a witch. But seeing how she speaks so casually of the Tenebarium, and considering all that has happened this week, I have no choice but to believe it. You saw her, encased in the crystal, so, why did you not tell me about the Tenebarium, about the witches? Dearest one, you were so young, I wanted to protect you. And it is no matter now, for I am here. I will teach you through practical demonstration. I have always found that to be the most effective way. Oh no, is she gonna tell me to torture somebody? She looks at me sharply. We will begin by punishing those that cursed you. Fear and shock immediately flood through me. What? Punish Parfait and Delora? They have acted to keep you from me and from your destiny. They must be punished. Don't you wish for revenge on those that have wronged you so? No. Let's stay silent. No? I'm a little scared of her. I don't know what she wants to say to me, or how she would react if I say something. Let's protest. No, I don't know. No, we need to fight for our cause. Okay, come on, protest. I do not want revenge. Mother sets down her spoon. Oh God, here we go. Dearest one, need I remind you of how the people in this world will seek to abuse your nature and your position in order to use you? Have you not experienced the selfishness and greed of the people firsthand? Were you not cursed by such people? You're right. But Delora and Parfait, yes, I got it. I did it. But Delora and Parfait, they had been kind to me as well. Mother goes back to eating. Regardless, we shall start your lessons tomorrow. For some reason, my eyes are drawn once more to the king. He has not moved since dinner began. His soup is still untouched. The king is barely conscious. Mother is right here, so close to me, and yet nothing feels right. Of course not. You will succeed me in all things, my daughter. Mother speaks, and my attention snaps back to her. I expect nothing but your full devotion to this task. All right. I mechanically bring a spoon of soup to my mouth and swallow without tasting. Could I really punish anyone? No. Oh, dearest one. Mother's voice pulls me from my thoughts. She reaches over and brushes my hair away from my face. Her touch is heartbreakingly familiar. She is right here, but I feel like this is the most distant I have ever been from her. We're never going to be separated again. Oh God. This is chapter 9, chapter 8, yeah, chapter 8, Uprising. Of course we're gonna uprise. Of course we're gonna revolt against this queen. Hana, I cannot do this. You are not trying hard enough. But it is almost as if you do not wish to complete your training. Ever since Mother came back, she has been teaching me to use my magic, but her methods are, well, I cannot bring myself to agree with the way she teaches. But this is a little bird, no more. This bird is still alive. It's been trying to escape the dome it's been trapped under this whole time. Your bleeding heart will be the end of us all, Hana. Do you feel such turmoil every time you have a meal? Well, do I need to remind you how many animals are killed on a daily basis just for your meals? But this is different. Why can't Mother see that, right? Like, Jesus! All you are doing is removing the air in the dome. This is a lesson about control. How else are we to tell when you are successful without such a barometer? Oh my God. Oh my God. Mother raises her hand and without any apparent effort manipulates the air in the dome. Now you see how simple it is? I stare at the bird's lifeless body inside the dome. The sight of it brings back old memories. This happened before, and even when I was not able to save the bird's life. And even then I was not able to save the bird's life. I still cannot save anything. And because you hesitated, another bird must be brought in. How many birds will it take, Hana? Oh gosh. I need you to focus, dearest heart. We will continue tomorrow, and I expect you to perform as expected. Do you understand? Oh my gosh. Hana. I nod my head numbly. Mother opens her arms and beckons me toward her. I reluctantly step toward her so that she can embrace me. There is no more warmth in her embrace. There is nothing. Mother strokes my hair before I found the gesture endearing and comforting. Yeah, before I found the gesture endearing and comforting, but now I feel cold. Yeah, I do this because I love you, Hana. Oh my gosh, she's exactly like Mother Mother Gothel. Yeah, in what's it called? Tangled. I do this because I love you, Hana. You understand, yes? Because Mother knows best? The words I want to say are trapped in my throat. I can't. Mother pulls back, a questioning look in her eyes. Say you love me, darling. Yeah, of course I love you. I do love her, but things are different now. I cannot deny who she is or what she can do. Mother sighs heavily before releasing me and turning around. Varg? Oh. The door opens and Varg steps inside immediately. He kneels before us. Your Majesty? Take my daughter back to her room. As you command. Yes, of course. Varg rises and bows before going to hold open the door for me. Princess. She's locking me up like she's locking me in a tower. Oh my god. Good night, Mother. I might have broken the Cinderella curse, but now I feel like I have the Rapunzel curse. I curtsy and follow Varg out of the throne room. Oh goodness me. Ever since Fritz disappeared the day I woke up, he has not returned. Oh my gosh. The hope that he would return and that Varg would be destroyed is slowly disappearing. Every morning I wake and find Varg standing outside my door. I become more disheartened. I look at Varg's back as he walks in front of me. How am I supposed to bring Fritz back? Varg is only getting stronger each day. At this rate, Fritz will... No. Adiova. Yes. No, that won't. You know that will not work on me anymore, princess. Ah, shit. Fritz used to come when I said that word, but I no longer see any signs that he hears me. Worried about your night? Let me tell you something that might lift your spirits then. What? He's not gone. Thanks. What? He doesn't think he can afford to lose. He's not giving up control without a fight. Alright, though, thought you might want to know. Yeah. Why are you telling me this? You haven't been yourself the past few days. But why do you care? Yes, why do you care? Oh. Quite the handsome lad you are. Varg stops and turns to look at me. He is looking at me the same way Fritz always does, with gentle acceptance. I can almost believe I am looking at Fritz and not Varg. I've been asking myself the same question. I know these feelings for you aren't my own, and yet... Feelings for me? I guess his emotions for you are too strong. It's rubbed off on me, and now I'm stuck caring about you too. Heh. Varg's expression changes, a subtle sadness creeping into his eyes. Stupid. We both know who you'll choose when the time comes. What? Varg smiles, but it is devoid of any cheer. Oh, is he low-key like crushing on us as well? Is that it? Oh my god. He turns around and continues walking without waiting for me. Hurry up, princess. The rest of our walk is silent. Oh man. Oh moi, oi oi oi. Oh, Dios mío. The night is deep, dark, and gentle, but I cannot find peace or sleep in the all-consuming silence. It has been 2 weeks since Mother's return, and 2 weeks since I've been able to sleep through the night. Insomnia, oh gosh. Most of my days are spent at Mother's side. When we aren't patrolling NGL, she is teaching me how to use the Tenebrarium, readying me as her successor. Every day it only becomes clearer to me that the kingdom is suffering. The people fear and hate us. It is even worse than it was before. Mother is cruel to everyone, even though I have yet to see them do anything wrong. Is this why Father hated her? Yes. Oh gosh. Uh-huh. Your Highness, yes. I beg your forgiveness. My child was not watching where he was going. The man's son had wandered out in front of us. The soldiers' horses would have crushed the child if the man hadn't pushed him out of the way. The stop on the road had caused a delay in our arrival back to the palace. Mother had been out visiting an old friend, a witch. Uh-huh. Mother? What's she gonna do? There's a blinding flash of light as Mother draws a shape in the air. Oh, when the light clears, a man has disappeared from in front of us. He is collapsed against the wall of a nearby building. Oh, Jesus. Mother threw him into the building. Yes, let us continue. But Mother, that man wasn't moving. I do not think he's breathing. She's like, come along, Hana. She's like, I don't care. Mother, why did you do that? The man, he... are you questioning me, Hana? Oh, Mother's gaze is cold as steel. Her eyes are sharp as a blade. I flinch away from her. You have become soft. The world has changed you while I was sleeping. Well, do not worry, dearest heart. I will bring you back to what you were. I promise. Gosh. But I don't want to go back. Mother smiled at me then, the same smile she would always give me when I was a child. I used to be comforted by the sight of it, but now it terrifies me. And the king... I choke down the lump in my throat. He is gone. He speaks, he eats, but he is not here. If it were not clear in his actions, it is clear when I look into his eyes. He is right there, and yet I miss him. The frustration makes me restless. I stand up so that I can make my way toward the window and stare outside. I am being ridiculous. Why should I miss him when he has been nothing but neglectful? I have forgotten how he stopped caring about me when he invited his new family into the palace. He treasured them and his kingdom more than he ever loved me. He never valued me. And yet I would give anything to go back to how things had been. The weight on my shoulders and in my heart is overwhelming. The feeling only worsens when I turn my thoughts to another person. Fritz! Fritz! With a sigh, I lean my forehead against the cold glass of the window. Varg said that Fritz is still fighting, so he must still be in there. How can I help him? Oh, but... Fritz? No, Varg. Who... Before I can turn, someone clamps a hand over my mouth. The rest of my words are muffled. What? Is it Delora? Long time no see. Huh, that voice. Oh, it's Jurian! Jurian! That's right, remain calm, princess. She slowly lowers her hand. I turn around and stare, surprised to see her in my room. Here in my room. What are you doing here? It's a coup! We're staging our own coup this time! She smiles and some of the weight in my heart lifts. We're on a rescue mission. We? Ah, yes. Oh, hello, Garland. And at that moment, a man sidesteps into the doorway, his footsteps cautious and soft. Garland? He does not turn completely, but cranes his neck to give me a soft smile. Glad to see you're safe, princess. I can barely believe that the two of them are standing here. It has been so long. We apologize for being late, yeah? We have been trying to get into the palace for the last months, but a powerful shield has been keeping us from entering. Lady Parfait could easily destroy it, but it would have meant destroying the palace as well. The last thing we want is to cause panic among the people. Right. Mythos and Varg are crafty. They have been watching over the palace like hawks. And it was difficult to speak with Prince Rod when he was being watched around the clock. Wow. We needed more time to make sure our rescue mission would not fail. Really? I thought Rod and Emmeline got out to the march and they were safe. What? Then how did you find a way inside? Lady Parfait managed to find a weak spot in the shield, but it's thin and only allows a few people into the palace at one time. Garland and I know this place better than anyone. That's why we're here to rescue you. Nice. Delora and Lady Parfait wanted to come, but the shield easily detects witches and fairies. But they're waiting for us at the Marching Princess. Was I meant to escape with Rod and Emmeline before? Yes, that was the only other plan we had, though it didn't go as expected when someone caught whiff of their plans and sent Varg out to kill them. So they tried to save me before I failed. You are not supposed to be here. Why did you come for me? Why did you come for me? I should ask, yes. It's not like I'm not grateful, like you shouldn't be here. Why did you come for me? They look at me, their expression baffled. What? I cross my arms as I look at them. Why would you rescue someone you hate? Princess. Yay, I got it! I'm doing it, you guys! Of course we'd come for you. You're part of the marching after all. What? Jurian looks at me seriously. Let's go. Yeah, we have no time to talk right now and get sentimental. Jurian heads toward the door but stops when she notices that I am not following her. Coming, princess? How can the Marchand take me back after everything I have said and done? How could the Marchand accept me back? Do they even want me to return? I only realized I had spoken aloud when Jurian answers me. Princess, we wouldn't be here if that wasn't the case, right? Come on, girl, have some faith. We have to leave now. We're running out of time. Yes. I can think about this later. Right, exactly. I nod and follow them out of my room. Don't stop us, Varg, please. Jurian leads the way and I follow after her. Garland brings up the rear, his eyes alert as he constantly surveys our surroundings. The night around us is cold and still, but the quiet only makes me more anxious. Varg usually appears in situations like this. Is he not here? And I feel so useless having to be rescued like this. Garland reaches out to place a hand on my shoulder. We're almost out, okay? I nod, not trusting my own voice. What? What, is he there? Garland stands at attention as we continue slowly moving forward. Eventually, a figure moves to block our path. There he is. And what is this? There he is. I cannot move. Jurian and Garland, however, already have their swords out. The deadly metal glitters in the gray glow of the moon. Oh, it's Mythos. Never mind. I was mistaken. And here I thought the fairy had given up. Nope. Mythos. Her voice is a low growl. It is so full of malice, it makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand on end. Let us pass. And if I did, where would you be taking the princess? Well, Jurian's shoulders tense. Garland glares at Mythos from behind her. I could lie, but it would be also be easier to just kill you. Right. You're as bloodthirsty as ever. Only for you, but unfortunately I cannot allow your mischief to continue. Sir Mythos has just begun to raise his hand when Jurian darts forward, her sword gleaming as she raises it to slice at his arm. Sir Mythos howls, falling hard to the ground as he curls in on himself to cradle his injury. Nice! Go, quickly! But you! What about you? The remaining quiet is all but shattered as we run away from Mythos. Though he is in pain, I can still hear his voice call out from behind us. He said, "Guards! Do not think this will be so easy, princess." I ignore him and keep running, not daring to look back. Ugh. Wow, we've been running for a while now. My legs are beginning to go numb. I really need to work on my cardio. Only a little longer, princess, and we'll be out. Okay. You're doing well. Yes. I can do no more than nod as I force myself to keep running. I am pathetic. I am slowing them down so much. There, I can see the exit. Alright, watch out. What? Is it thing? Jurian falls back to evade the explosion and bumps into me in the process. Moments later, however, she is once again standing at the ready with her sword. Garland sets his hands firmly on my shoulders to help me regain my balance. What was that? A familiar face emerges from the smoke, her expression cold. Uh-oh, it's Mom! Yep, Hana. Mother. I didn't want to believe Mythos, but here you are. Oh god, princess, get back! Mother turns to face Jurian and Garland, her expression full of contempt. I remember you, Jurian Valente. And you as well, Garland Burlot. Belrot, yes. I thought I was rid of Alcaster's pest. We do not work for Sir Alcaster. Yeah, he's a cockroach. No, you and your pet have changed allegiances, haven't you? What? What did you call him? Yeah, how dare you call Bay your pet? The smile on Mother's face is bright and cruel. It sends chills trailing down my spine. Is that not what he is? Mother casually waves a hand at Garland, who remains quiet. He follows you around like a lost puppy. He is so desperate for a scrap of affection that he would do anything for you, regardless of his own pride. It is admirable how well he knows his commands. Stop it. Yeah. Come, Garland. Sit, Garland. Good boy, Garland. Wow, you're such a bitch. Shut up. Yeah, man. Jurian, don't. But his words come too late. Jurian rushes forward, her body nothing but a blur, her teeth bared in savage hatred. Oh, Jurian is fast, but Mother is faster. She raises her hand and sends Jurian back with a terrible flash of light as Garland catches her. And you defend his honor as if he were some poor maiden. How pathetic. Garland's voice is soft as he studies Jurian. Jurian, please. He's just trying to get a rise out of you, right? I know that. Jurian throws his hands off, a murderous look in her eyes as she glares at Mother. Mother remains in the same place, smiling that terrible smile of hers. She's amused by this, nothing more. Get the princess out of here, Garland. What are you saying? I am not leaving you here, right? Once she's safe, come back for me. Jurian finally turns to look at him, a soft smile on her face. Trust me, Lan. There is a long moment of silence as the two gaze at each other. Unspoken words pass between them, and eventually Garland caves. Alright. Both of them tighten their grips on their swords. Are you done? Mother hasn't moved, but her presence in the small tunnel is overwhelming. Her magic smothers the very air. Jurian sinks into a stance, her body loose and poised, seemingly unperturbed. Ready when you are. Mother does not attack. Instead, she turns to face me with one graceful movement. What? Hana, stop this nonsense. This is not the time for games. What? Be a good girl and go back to your room. Reason with her, stand your ground. No. I'ma stand my ground. I am no longer your puppet, Mother. I have never loved you. Stand your ground. No. Dearest one? No. I stand resolute and take strength from Garland's steady presence behind me. What mother is doing is wrong. What she wants isn't right, and it has never been right. What she's done to the king, what she's done to Angiel. How am I meant to look at her the same way? My voice is quiet when I finally speak. No. Yeah. What? I take a deep breath and look her in the eyes. No, I will not return to my room. Mother's expression is unexpectedly calm as she looks at me. My own daughter would choose these traitors and liars over me? Is my love so inconsequential to you? Has she ever truly loved me, right? Mother, if your love is what love is meant to be, I do not want it. Mother is not who I thought she was. When I look at her now, all I can see is what she truly is. Evil. Yeah. And a bitch. Clearly, you have become corrupted during my absence. I suppose it must be the work of the infernal fairies. Never mind. Once I have destroyed each and every one of them, you will return to me, my daughter. Nope. She raises her hand and light curls around her fingers, but before she can cast her spell, Jurian is at my mother's side. Haha! Jurian's sword glints as it slices through air and then through mother's clothes. Yeah. Take that. Go! Oh my gosh. Princess, come on. But Jurian, if we leave her alone... Garland pulls me away from my mother and Jurian as their battle begins. I hear the dull clatter of metals as we run, and can see the flashes of light even as we escape back the way we came. Oh, what? We're going back? Okay. Garland. We have not gotten far when I forced Garland to a stop. Garland! It is only when I grab his shoulders that he stops and turns to look at me. Princess? We cannot leave her there, right? Maybe I can convince Mother to let her go. You really think you can convince that witch? I can try. My job is to keep you safe. Mother is all the power of the Castilium Tenebrarium Mother has all the power of the Castilium Tenebrarium at her disposal, right? I force myself to say it. Jurian will not last long. Right? Like, Jesus Christ. Garland, you have to know this too. Jurian must know as well. Garland's jaws harden as he stares at me, not truly looking at me, but through me. Garland, please. We cannot let Jurian die. Not when we might be able to do something about it. Garland stares at the ground, his expression conflicted. I know he cares for her, and that is why he must go back for her. Garland closes his eyes briefly. When he opens them, I know he has made his decision. Alright, let's go. Come on. We gotta back her up. When we return, the scene is very different. Blood splatters the tunnel walls, and Jurian is on her knees, bent forward, her face away from us. My mother is nowhere to be seen. Jurian! Garland is suddenly in front of me and mindlessly racing toward Jurian. Jurian! Oh my god, Jurian! All at once she seems to come alive. She gasps out for breath and coughs. Garland, what are you doing here? I told you to... Her voice wavers as Garland crouches down in front of her. He folds himself around her and pulls her gently to his chest. His eyes are shut tight as he buries his face in her hair. God damn it! Jurian chokes back a sob as she reaches up to hold him tightly. I exhale in relief. Both of them are alive and safe. Alright. You idiot, I told you to get her out. I can't leave you! The princess gave me permission to disobey an order. He lifts his head to smile back at me. Yeah. She outranks you, Jurian, at least as far as titles are concerned. Garland slowly guides her to her feet. What happened? The queen disappeared and I... Jurian suddenly stops. We hear at the same time a terrible ripping sound, like the air itself is being torn. I see the slither of shadows and unnatural light in the darkness, and suddenly I realize what is happening. My panicking mind is only able to process everything that happens in slow motion. Oh shit, no! Mother appears behind Jurian, poised to strike. I see the horror in Garland's eyes, then acceptance and determination. I try to cry out, I'm warning, anything, but I can barely breathe. Oh, Garland pushes Jurian toward me and out of the way as he rushes my mother. No! Garland! No! What the fuck? At the same time Garland pushes forward, Mother holds out her hand. It takes only a single heartbeat for her to plunge it into Garland's chest. Garland, no! What the fuck? This is so fucked up. What a loyal pet, giving your life for hers. Oh my god. Garland's face crumbles in on itself. Even from where I am, I can hear Mother twist her hand inside of him. And how sad. Mother wrenches her bloodied hand out and Garland falls to the ground. You fool, you didn't even tell her that you loved her. But you! Jurian runs at my mother, a desperate cry of grief and rage escaping from her. Jurian, no! She is too weak from her own injuries. She can barely hold up her sword. I am unable to speak or move as Jurian rushes toward her own death. Oh god, but Mother simply sidesteps, her expression disinterested as Jurian falls to her knees. I was kind enough to kill him slowly for you, so you could say your goodbyes. Oh no. Mother turns to face me. The blood drips from her hand down her dress where it congeals and oozes like black tar. Do you understand now, dearest one? This is what you have made me do. Look what you made me do! Look what you made me do! God. This is what I must do now to all those who have corrupted you. You are the one who forced my hand. Do not forget that. Oh my god. For a moment the air in the tunnel disappears, and a terrible silence fills the darkness. By the time the air comes rushing back to my starved lungs, my mother was gone. Is gone, yeah. The tunnel is empty, lights flicker in the aftermath of her disappearance. The only thing I can hear apart from the rushing of blood in my ears is Jurian's sobs. Oh, Garland! Garland, no! I make my way slowly toward her. It is like wading slowly through murky water. Jurian is leaning over Garland and has his head on her lap. He is still breathing! Parfait! Parfait can help him! When I crouch down, I see the open room Mother left behind. I swallow down the bile that rises in my throat, along with any of my words of comfort. Magic cannot fix this. Garland, please. I get down on my knees beside Jurian. This is my fault. God damn it, Garland! Don't cry. Oh, Garland, don't talk! I'm trying to save you. He smiles at her. It is a genuine smile that breaks my heart. Jurian shakes her head. No, Garland, you can't. Jurian, I love— No! God, why is it so angsty? His voice trails off as he closes his eyes, his breathing becoming more labored. He gasps one last time before his body stills completely. God damn, Garland! Garland! No! I bite down my tongue and bow my head as Jurian howls her loss into the silence of the blood-soaked tunnel. We spend some time with Garland in the tunnel. Jurian shakes with silent sobs as she grips his still body. But eventually, Jurian gently removes Garland from her lap as she stands up. She takes a sword as she presses her hand to his face one last time. Then she turns and walks away from Garland's body with his sword clutched tightly in one hand. She grips her sword in the other. It takes all that I have to keep up with her. Jurian, this is all my— No, not now. Her voice is quiet and all the more disturbing for it. This is all my fault. Hana, Jurian. Waltz? Oh, what is he doing here? I guess he was supposed to rendezvous with us. Waltz comes running up to us, his eyebrows creased with worry. I've been waiting so long, I was about to— He pauses, his eyes flickering to the swords in Jurian's hands. Why do you have Garland's sword? Waltz's face pales. Where is he? Gone. Yeah. What? Garland is gone. Her hands tighten on the sword she holds. For a few moments, her shoulders slouch, but then she turns away abruptly and continues walking. Let's go. Waltz turns to me. They said it was going to be a simple in and out, so I let them go alone. What happened in there? Mother happened! What do I say? It was my fault. I don't know. Should I say it was my fault? I don't think it was my— Oh, God. I don't even know. What do I say? What do I say? I don't even know. I don't know what to say. Princess? Waltz falls silent as he studies my face. Then he sighs before taking my hand. We'll sort this out at the margin. Come on. Should I have said something or not? I don't even know. As soon as the marching doors close behind us, Jurian collapses. Jurian! Luckily, I'm close enough to catch one of her arms, and Waltz is fast enough to catch the other. Move her to the chair. Together we manage to guide Jurian to the chair. We set her down on it as gently as we can. I watch as she unfolds on the chair, and that is when I see the dark red slashes and tears in her clothing. Some of her wounds are open and visibly bleeding. She's still bleeding. Waltz pulls a cloth from his back pocket and hands it to me. Clean what you can. I'll get Lady Parfait and Rumple. He runs off, leaving me alone with Jurian. It looks like she's bleeding everywhere. I steel myself and kneel by her side. Gently, I reach out and begin to wipe at the worst of what I can see. Jurian moans and I flinch in sympathy. I am sorry. I feel a lump rise in my throat. I convinced Garland to go back. If I hadn't, he wouldn't have... Jurian shifts slightly to put her hand on my cheek. Her touch is cool and gentle. Jurian? There is a softness in her gaze and an inexplicable kindness in the touch of her hand. After a moment, Jurian slowly nods and her eyes fall closed on a sigh. Wait, is she okay? Jurian? Jurian, are you— Don't die! Jurian! Waltz! She just closed her eyes. She's not speaking. She's not going to die too, is she? Oh god. Not if I have anything to say about it. Excuse me, princess. Rumple gently pushes me aside and I let him, hovering over his shoulder as he crouches to inspect Jurian. Well, yeah. Princess. Oh god. Walt steps beside me and gently places his hand on my arm. What? Rumple needs to work his magic now. And? So we don't need to— Why don't we get you something to drink, I am not going to leave her. Oh, princess, please. We should let Rumple work, yeah. I look back over my shoulder, watching how carefully Rumple attends to Jurian. Okay. Alright, I'm counting on you, Rumple. Waltz's hand acts as my lifeline as he helps me into the tavern area. My legs become weaker with every step. Hi, stranger. Delora. I only realize that I am running to her after I barrel into her. I bury my face in her shoulder as I suppress a sob. Delora's arms come around me, holding me tight as whatever calm facade I was holding up comes apart at the seams. Waltz, would you please get those mugs? Of course. Delora leads me to one of the benches, one of her arms still around me so she can rub my back. Somehow the simple gesture is helping me calm down. Hana, are you hurt? No. I am hurt! Emotionally I am. I shake my head. Thank goodness for that. I stay in her embrace until Waltz returns to place something on the table. How are we doing? I pull away reluctantly to rub at my eyes. I'm okay. Delora takes a mug and places it in my hand. Hot chocolate? Good, now drink. I do not question and raise the mug to my mouth. Hot chocolate. Delora made this for me before. I take a few deep swallows of the hot, sweet liquid. Better? Yes. Hana, can you tell me what happened? Hana? I cannot bring myself to tell her what happened. I am so ashamed. Was Hildar responsible for this? Just hearing Mother's name makes me flinch. I thought so. I told Garland we should go back. This is all my fault. The silence in the tavern is deafening. Finish your hot chocolate, Hana. I obey without a word. Everyone is going to be so angry with me. It's my fault Garland is dead, and it's my fault Jurian is injured. Have you heard about your stepfamily? No, I know they're gone. And are they dead as well because of me? Well, hey, don't look like that. I'll have you know that I had to use a sleeping spell on Prince Rod and Princess Emmeline earlier. They heard about what Jurian and Garland were going to do tonight. I don't think I would have been able to stop them from coming along on the rescue mission otherwise. What? You got them out, Princess. Varg would have killed them if you hadn't stepped in. The Queen was already waiting at the end of the tunnel on the day the Prince and Princess escaped. Oh wow. Alcasar must have somehow gotten wind of the escape plan, which was why he had Varg try to eliminate them then and there. Oh. Security tightened more after that day. Oh, thank goodness. And we've been worrying about you ever since you left. Well, ever since you stormed out all those months ago. Right, sorry. Delora's smile is sad as she reaches up to push my hair out of my face. None of this was your fault, Hana. If anything, it was mine and Parfait's, for letting this happen. We tried to help you escape, but we couldn't break the shield around the palace in fear of putting everyone inside in danger. That is why we had to wait. We never thought we'd have to worry about Hildar being revived. And though we would have liked to save you outside of the palace, That's right, I was out of the palace more than a couple times, once with Varg and another with Mother. We couldn't put the lives of others in danger when Hildar was right there. She would have killed the citizens. Even if I wanted to escape the day I was with Varg, he wouldn't have let me. I gripped my now empty mug. Princess, I understand how you feel and I know it's difficult, but frankly, we have a bigger fish to fry. I think you realize now what kind of a person Hildar is. I do. Then do you know what we have to do? Then you know what we have to do. I know too well what it is we must do. In fact, I knew this was bound to happen sooner or later. I started this. I do not know if I can fix everything, and I do not know if I can save Angiel. But no matter how long it might take, I must make things right. I finally look up at Delora and nod. We have to stop Mother. Of course! I mean, we're not gonna let that running around, you know? That's just a mess. Chapter 9, Rebellion! Of course! Yes! Oh my god! Things are getting so heavy! Oh! Why does someone have to always die in the middle of every story? Like, I can't! Like, this is too much, guys. But like, again, like I said with what happened with Parfait at the end of, like, Karma's, at the end of Rumpel's route, it's like, it's more realistic. Like, going up against somebody who is so super powerful and super OP, like, there's no way someone's not gonna get out without dying, you know? That's like, it's just a matter of fact. Okay, so anyways, yeah, so that's it. Chapters 7 and 8. We're gonna finish this up in the next episode. Chapters, I'm pretty sure, 9 and 10, which would probably conclude our ending, which I'm pretty sure, just a heads up again, you guys, probably a bad ending. Again, I was doing so well until I messed up on that last choice that we had. I should have said something, but like, you know, whatever. Like, again, bad ending is impending. So yes, we will continue on chapters 9 and 10 and conclude this route, pretty sure, but that is for the next time. Tune in, and until then, bye!